On the Rock Island line, it's a mighty good road. On the Rock Island line, it's a road to ride. On the Rock Island line, it's a mighty good road. If you want to ride, you got to ride it like
A professor of history at Emporia State University, Greg Snyder recently published a book called Rock Island Requiem, which concentrates on the forces that contributed to the demise of what had been called a mighty fine line.
The lines through Kansas were integral for the development of towns like Liberal, Kansas, like Herington, which was formed when the founder of the town, who owned all the land nearby, a man by the name of M.D. Herington, who heard a rumor about the building of the Rock Island through a Kansas town known as Lost Springs, went to see the builders of the railroad and asked, "Who can I speak to about routing the town through Herington?" And they said, "Herington, we've never heard of that. That's not on the map." And Herington said, "Well, I own the town and all that's nearby. Whom do I speak to?" And the man you need to speak to is Marcus Lowe, who's up staying in a Topeka hotel. So went up to Topeka, met with Marcus Lowe, who was the great builder of this Chicago, Kansas, and Nebraska Railway, and convinced him that without spending any money, he could get the rights to build through Herington, and he would convince all his neighbors nearby to do the same. So the route was placed through Herington in 1887. Herington later developed into a huge division point on the Rock Island, a central point in which the railroad went west on the Golden State Route to Liberal and eventually to Santa Rosa, New Mexico, or south to Galveston. So it became a huge division point for the railroad and a central point for both its freight traffic all the way into the late 1970s when the railroad fell in hard times.